up, cousins?
Hey, y'all.
I know it's been a minute since we've been back, so we wanted to come back and do a quick Q&A for y'all. We had posted a little question box on Instagram, on our Instagram page, Jamilla and Que, and we're going to answer some of those questions y'all sent.
Okay, let me get to these questions. And they were very interesting. You guys did a good job.
You're doing a good job.
You're doing a good job. Okay.
We're going to answer them all. I told Jamila, do not skip any questions.
The first question is, how does Que feel about you being a full-time content creator while she is still doing a 9-to-5? Will she eventually become one too?
I'm actually happy to see my wife actually live out her purpose, live out her dreams, and she's making it work. So it only made sense for her to go full-time because she is the brains, the business, the CEO of the Jamilla and Que Corporation.
Not corporation.
What, LLC?
No, you're right. Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm happy. My 9-to-5 is pretty chill. I love it. I love my manager. So it kind of works out. And you know, private insurance can be an expensive bill.
Yeah.
So I'm taking care of insurance, if anything. So, you know, I'm cool. Eventually, I plan to go part-time next year. But other than that, just to answer your question short, yes, I'm very happy for my wife.
What would you both say has been the biggest challenge about marriage? Okay, so the biggest challenge for me about marriage is that it's separating your feelings and your emotions when it's not about you. Because we as individuals could be going through some things, like it's times where, especially like after pregnancy, where Que was going through postpartum, and that had nothing to do with me. Like I could help out more, I could do more, but she was going through a very personal journey that only like she could work out. But that still impacted our marriage. So there are times where outside forces or even internal emotional forces will impact your marriage, and you have to take like your personal feelings out of it because it was nothing I did or didn't do. It was just something that, you know, you had to resolve.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Like that's a good one. I don't have an answer. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Jamila for 100.
That's what happens when you're married. That's a pro. Then you can still answer. Okay. Has intimacy changed after you two gave birth? Sorry, had to ask. With the hidden eyes.
Hell yeah. And anybody who has said no, it hasn't to that.
They're lying?
No, they just need to give me the keys. Give me the keys. Because I know for me, like, after having Harper and breastfeeding, like, I had to go through a transition. Like, 'cause I didn't want Jamila to, like, touch my boobs and do stuff like that. Like, I had to kind of repurpose them. So it's like to get back to that. So that was a little difficult for me.
Yeah, then that's like real mental. And then not to mention, you have Harper, and then within 2.5 years, then we have Holland, and then after a year of that, then I have a surgery. So it's like we've just been through so much in such a short amount of time. And then we have very invasive children.
Oh my God. Like, like you will get caught. You try sneaking around here, Harper's gonna catch you.
Oh my goodness, she'll walk around the house screaming and yelling, or even at night, like when we put her to bed, she has to come in our bedroom 15 times every night and give us a kiss goodnight.
Right. So, you know, to get it back on track, you kind of have to figure out where you can get it in and have them conversations. You almost got to schedule that stuff, but like make sure we're on the same page. Like today is the...
And not like super schedule, because to me, like I like a lot of warm up. So I have to let her know early in the day. Your actions can and will impact the outcome tonight. So let's get started now. Let the flirting commence now.
All right, next question.
You guys spoke on anxiety. How are y'all feeling now, and how do you manage yours?
Whew. My anxiety is like a roller coaster, a rush of waves. It's like up and down. Someone can say something or ask me something about my kids, and my anxiety goes straight to the roof. Like,
yeah.
We're both in therapy.
Like, to sum up that, we're both. No, like anxiety for me, I've realized that I'm very controlling as a response of anxiety. So I try to, like, wherever I can control, that's what I do. That's how I handle my anxiety. I'm in therapy just to get tools to learn how to move through anxiety. And then also, like, with Que, what I have to do is tell her sometimes, like, I'm not in a space to answer that question. or like certain things. Like when she goes to sleep at night, she likes to talk about very deep things. I do not. I have to free my mind because I have to relax my body to be able to go to sleep. So at night she's like, so what would we do if there was an apocalypse and we would all turn into vampires? Girl, why are we talking about this at 2 o'clock at night? I'm going to have dreams that I'm a vampire.
For me, I journal. I just started journaling, which is very fun. It's like I'm writing to my homegirl. Like the days when I'm no longer on this earth and my journal is found, it's going to be a kiki, okay?
What do you say about me in your journal?
None of your business. Good stuff, though. I haven't wrote bad about your journal. It's really funny, like, you know. And then also I acknowledge that I'm having anxiety and try to process it. Like, okay, you're having anxiety because of this. So let's like scale it back from step one. What triggered it? What can we do? What's the solution? And then go from there. So it's just actually journaling and actually acknowledging the trigger point that caused my anxiety.
I think that's really good. And you're going through a self-care journey, right?
Yes.
Where do you see your family in 10 years?
In 10 years, the girls will be older. They'll be more independent. I think we would be like full throttle, like sports and dance moms. Both of us full-time entrepreneurs. And I definitely can see, like, Harper has definitely shown that, like, she's following the steps to entrepreneurship and definitely content creation.
Yes.
Like, the girl is bomb, okay? But, yeah, and I could just see us, like, because 10 years from now, like, Harper will be 14.
Holland will be turning 12.
Wow. It's crazy.
That's so crazy. I think that they'll both be running our lives.
Absolutely.
Because they're both very assertive currently.
Mm-hmm. We're raising CEOs.
Absolutely. And they think that we're their employees.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so I think just like you said, we'll be running from like activity to activity to activity, running from business to business, and Harper will be 14, turning 15.
Probably with her own YouTube set in her room, like full throttle. Look, we went to go pick up Jamila from the airport the other day, and she's like, she had to do her makeup first. I can't. She's only 4.
Oh, that's my baby. Like her mama. Okay. Do you guys want to have more kids?
No. Immediately, no.
Never. I'm good.
Next.
I'm good. Harper did say she wants a little brother.
Well.
She should go find one. Do you feel like you have a good balance in your day-to-day?
For me, I am working on creating balance. I honestly don't have balance. I don't have balance or boundaries at this point in my life, so I'm trying to regain those things. It's a struggle.
And I'm all balance and all boundaries.
I'm trying to get like her. Okay?
I like all those are my two. I won't say those are my 2 favorite B words, but I do like balance and boundaries. So yes, so I wake up each morning. We take the girls. I also like routine. Mm-hmm. I love a good routine. So I wake up. We get the girls ready. We get them out the door. I take them to school, and then maybe I run errands. I come home and I work, and then you pick them up.
I pick them up, yeah.
And then once they get home, it's just all about them, you know, eating, taking a bath. So yeah, I really like my current schedule.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm currently working. I am in routine with everyone. I am on the routine that does work, but as far as creating boundaries for myself and my mental health and self-care, I am working on that. And yeah, I'm just not there yet.
To be continued. Okay. Well, let's see.
You skipping.
Where do you see me skip? Point it out.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. What's something you learned about marriage that you didn't know beforehand? Ooh, I got 2.
Something that I learned about marriage beforehand that I didn't know. So there's a lot about marriage I didn't know that I actually learned by going through it. Is that like your partner is going to change and it's okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like it is okay, and that's what keeps it alive is like learning the change, learning this new person. So like when people get caught up in this fairy tale life or, you know, thinking that your partner should be the same way that they were when they met you. Some stuff, yes, of course, like you have to feed me. But other things like I am glad that Jamila can change and make these changes. I'm going to support her through these changes. So she just has to teach me this new person, these new things, and how to love her differently. So that's the biggest thing.
Teach me how to love. Show me the way to surrender my heart. Okay, some of the best advice I've ever have received about marriage is that you choose every single day. And just piggybacking on what I said earlier, like your partner could be going through something that day. That's not a day for you to take off on your marriage. You can understand that they're going through a very personal journey, but you have to find other ways to show up and support them while still like pouring into yourself and making sure your needs are met. And it's a balance. And then there are seasons. There's like sometimes there's Q season where it's all about her, and that's okay because maybe I'm fulfilled. And then there was maybe a season that it's all about me. In the past 5 years have been all about Harper, and then the last year and some change have been all about Holland. So, we go through seasons, and I think it's important not to get lost in that. And I think that's like where you're kind of like coming around.
Right.
And you're like, okay, I'm coming up on absolutely, I need to have a me season.
Girl, need it.
Right. Totally. Are you guys in your dream home?
No. I love this home. I never want to sell this home. I love everything we've made this home into. It's my favorite. But no.
I'm going to sell this house.
She's not going to sell this house.
I love this home. I think this home is beautiful. And I think much like, T-shirts, relationships, cars, sometimes you're in something and then you're like, oh, there's some features that I liked about the other house, or there's some features that we don't have that I would really like.
She's not selling this house.
Yeah, I need the money from this house to put down payment on the next house.
Next.
I want to build. I want to semi-custom. I want us to pick a lot. But this neighborhood, I don't know if we can leave this neighborhood.
Next.
This neighborhood's like magical.
And we're not going to tell you what neighborhood we're in.
Oh, never. I'm not telling you the neighborhood, the city, or the county. Anything you see me tag or post, like, it's never my home. How is it co-parenting with Poppy? We haven't seen him in a while.
So I don't know if you guys do follow him on Instagram. He's now a flight attendant. He is very much still in the girls' lives, and whenever he has time to come by, he'll pop in and hang out with them.
Are you all done with YouTube?
Hey, YouTube.
No.
We've been uploading,
we're here now.
We've been uploading shorts. It has been a little hard to vlog, but I do love our sit down videos. So honestly, this is your chance to drop some more topics that we cover. We were thinking about doing some old videos, but if you guys have any new things you want us to talk about, just definitely drop it, because this is easier for us to do throughout the day.
Oh my goodness, it's easier to edit. And I think vlogging, I've just gotten so used to doing like mini vlogs, and I've really enjoyed doing the mini vlogs and putting that out there. But I do think like there is a platform, time, and topics that need longer form.
Absolutely.
When did y'all start your lock journey? Could you ever see yourself without them?
I started in 2011. I'll go through phases of wanting to cut it, but I'm not going to do it.
Or where you did cut.
I did cut, locks. Yeah, I cut my locks, but now they're growing back. Right now, you guys can't see my limbs because I have pipe cleaner curls, so they're going to drop as it gets longer, but I know it looks shorter right now.
I started my journey the year Harper was born, so 2018. But that was after being loose natural for about 7 or 8 years. And yeah, I don't ever see myself like going back to loose natural hair to like combing hair. I just have very thick hair, and it's a lot of hair, and my mother better not comment about my hair in the comments. But yeah, I just have a lot of hair, and like locks, I feel like you rarely have a bad hair day. I've been going through some bad hair days, but I just know I need to like braid my hair and wear crinkles. But yeah, I rarely have a bad hair day.
Would you ever like
I'm sorry, these are questions.
Would you ever like combine your locks to make them look traditional, or you like the micro locks?
Yeah, I like them. I think that I wouldn't have gone smaller or bigger. Okay. I think they're good size. Ask a new question. This ain't your Q&A. Where does Jamila shop? Where do I shop?
She shops ASOS, Abercrombie.
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 I know it's like a B, an M, and a C. It's
that place. fancy homebody.
Oh yeah.
Skims. She-Fit.
No, I've gotten a couple bras from She-Fit.
What's the one that we get? She wears a bunch of athleisure. Old Navy.
Old Navy, Fabletics. I've been really enjoying Yitty. Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place.
What's the girl that you get your funky stuff from?
My funky? Oh, okay. So I do. I shop a lot of black owned. So I do shop Nicole Linnell. I shop 1130, and then I do shop Fancy Homebody, and also FBF. Should we expect another baby soon? I just wouldn't hold your breath.
Only baby.
I wouldn't bet on it. I would hold your breath.
The only baby y'all should be expecting if my girls decide to have their own kids.
Oh, like in 30 years from now.
Correct.
We can't even keep a dog. To be all the way real. Y'all asking questions that's going to start an argument. Do you all plan to remain in Georgia?
Jamila doesn't want to leave. I am very much interested in moving to the DMV area or Aruba. Those are my two options.
Like
DMV or
different.
Aruba. But I think we have found like a medium, but it's just a matter of time to make those things work.
What's the medium?
Remember you said that we can get like a second home in DMV?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, that's a great, yeah.
So we'll get a second home in DMV because my family's in that area, so we can kind of like stay there for a month or whatever, like get a nice townhome or whatever.
Absolutely.
And then our plans is to like move to Aruba for a year, probably when the girls are a little older, when just me and Jamila. Peace out. We'll be back. See y'all later.
Yeah, I just love Georgia. And then I also think like our money's more down here. Like I always think about the house, but I think having other properties in other like states or cities will really be a good compromise for us both, and then another stream of income. So
yeah, because
can't beat that.
The girls are like out of school for winter, like for 2 weeks. So, and then like I said, my parents said they can have real Christmases, like with snow and everything. So summers we can spend up there.
We get snow here, just not during Christmas.
Yeah, we haven't had snow since 2017. But
yeah, it snows like in January sometimes.
Next
question is how to meet other two-mom families. My wife and I need to, but don't know where to start.
I think in Instagram, I think you gotta slide in those DMs, comment. There's a huge two-mom family community out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then don't feel the need to pressure to like create content or be like a creative to have to reach out to other people. Like you don't have to be like that. Like you can do whatever space you feel comfortable, share however much you feel comfortable. But if you see another two-mom family that's in your city, there's also Ex-Hood, Mia Cooley runs that, and that's a Facebook group, and she's on Instagram. I think that's a great way. Facebook groups are a great way to meet people and find out who else is in your city. At one point in your relationship, did you start talking about finances, and were you both honest?
I think we were very honest up front.
Yeah.
And then I think we kind of had an idea of how much we made because we worked at the same job.
Right, at a job.
So in the same position. So kind of knew what starting salary was. And based off living situations, like, we were kind of in the same place in life. You know what I'm saying? And then I think we did a couple of videos maybe back in 2016 is when we started doing joint accounts, or maybe 2017. We started doing our joint accounts where we have one shared account where majority of the direct deposit goes in for bills and home expenses, and then we both have dish outs to our personal accounts and stuff like that. Now, what I don't get into is credit card business. If I ain't on a credit card, I don't want to know nothing about it. It ain't none of my business. Because I don't want her in my credit card and see how many sneakers and hats I've bought.
But we will pay them credit cards off, right, baby. Okay, so I think I'm a very transparent person, especially when it comes to finances. Before I met Q, I had never lived on my own, so it was very much us talking about, okay, like, this is how much your rent costs, and then, like, after rent, then discussing, like, utilities and bills. And then I come from a family, like, my mom's been in banking, like, basically all her life, so she was very transparent about bills and about budgets and discussing that. So I think from that aspect, like you said, from discussing discussing apartments and how much rent costs and is it more expensive to live in Kennesaw or Marietta, discussing that, then we kind of knew where we both were financially. And the only reason why I think it took us like a couple years to have joint accounts was just like the inconvenience of switching accounts. Like it's just annoying. That's just an annoying process to update everybody with your new account number and all of that. Right. But yeah, I think we were at the same bank even.
No, I think you came over to me.
I came over? Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like we're super transparent. She opens my mail.
You open my mail. You open my packages.
Oh yeah, when Jamila had
and you read my email.
She had a personal account at a credit union.
No, okay, so I have an account with Black-owned bank, and it was really important for me to open up that account and have like a savings there. Not even like a nest, but just like a savings that I can't see, touch, look at, anything. So they would send statements to the house. I would immediately rip it up and throw it away.
I would immediately open it and check what she got going on there.
That is none of your business, ma'am. And every so often she will ask how much is in that account and if her name is on it. Hardest thing about going from being child free to moms of two.
Ooh, like being able to just get up and go. Like being able to get off work and just relax or get back in your bed.
Can you imagine how much time we used to have?
Oh my goodness. Well, then you used to have a lot of time yourself. Because I used to work a late shift, like a 12 to 8. So you would get off work and be home by yourself until I came home at 8.
On the couch, relaxing.
Like that. Like even for me, like I said, no boundaries. I can't even watch a movie. Like my kids don't take me serious. When I watch a movie, it's just like an open invitation for them to climb on me, talk through the movie, ask me 1,000 questions.
I think they do me the same. I just grew up with kids. So unless someone's yelling, screaming, or bloody murder, I know kind of how to like tone it out.
I do AirPods now. So like with my Roku, I can listen to my show through my AirPods. So if it's very serious, I do that.
Because that's what everyone's like, how do you watch shows? Like, because if I'm in the loft, those kids are jumping on me too. Like they're jumping on me, they're talking to me. Like and you find it so rude. And I don't think it's rude. I think it's like if someone's talking to me, I put down my phone or I pause the TV so we can discuss our matter and pause it. She's just a little chatty, so I do a lot of pausing. I wanted to ask you a question. Do you think it was harder going from not being a mother to a mom of one, or going from a mom of one to being a mom of two?
I think it was harder going to one, thinking about now, because I think two, we were more equipped, and for me, I think I'm a like overthinker, a forward thinker. So in my head, I was already thinking how I was going to operate with two because I knew how to operate with one. So I was thinking like how I'll be sticking and moving in public, how I can do this, like how we'll move the car seats. Like this is all the thoughts I had in my head before Holland was entered into this world. So I was more prepared than having one and didn't know.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing. Okay, when I have two, like who gets out the car first? Like that was just like my whole thing. I think the same because with Harper, I do know now I went through a depression where I was really just mourning the loss of like, I don't want to say my life, but mourning of like a sense of freedom. Yeah, of get up and go, because Harper had she had colic, so it was very tough to like leave the house, to get her ready to leave the house. It was just a whole thing for like months. But then one day it got easier.
No, I couldn't imagine. Like I think the panorama changed a lot. And I couldn't imagine having two kids during that. So shout out to everybody who had to like be at home with their kids.
Oh, with two.
Yeah, but I think that was like.
But some of us were pregnant during it.
Right. I think that was like the start of my breaking point of that I had to regain self again, because it was like you're with your family. Like I love them to death. I like them. Like it wasn't bad, but you're with them 24/7, and the world opens back up, and it's like I want to go do things without you guys.
And I think I'm such a homebody, and that I know how to say, like, if I asked you to give me a second, I'm going to hold on to that. I asked for a minute, and they're going to keep talking to me, and I said, Mama said she needs a minute.
Boundaries. I don't have any of those.
And now Harper will say to me, if I'm talking to her, Mama, I need a minute, and I have to respect her boundaries.
She says she needs a minute, and she doesn't want to hear anything.
One time she said, I don't want to talk. Okay, girl.
Get it. Keep that same energy.
Baby. Okay, how do you get in the sponsorship business?
I guess I would say start tagging like your normal day-to-day stuff that you typically use. Tag the brands.
I actually made a TikTok about this.
Oh.
I made a little TikTok. No, but for me, how to get in, as a lot of people ask, like their first question is like, okay, so how do I get in touch with brands? And I think the first thing you have to focus on is building a community. Is if you find, I see like a lot of people comment, social media is this, social media is that. Then if you're passionate about social media to a certain aspect and you want to be a creator, go build out a niche where you're not being fulfilled, because there are other people like you who probably feel the exact same way. So for us, we didn't see two women, I think like maybe like our age, without kids, like corporate life, like that kind of like Sex in the City, but for the gays. And so we were like, well, let's create it. Let's do this. Living single for the gays. Like we were like, let's do this.
And that's when we started YouTube.
Yeah, and that's when we started YouTube. And then that's when we were able to build out a community. So I think you focus on the community, and then you create amazing, great, consistent content. And then within that content, it's brands all around us all day. Like,
if you guys have been here for a while, like we used to go shopping and then we would do like unboxings or hauls. We would do stuff like that. So naturally, stuff that we wanted to show you guys, then a brand can look and say, oh yeah, I can send them my products. They're already doing unboxings. Right. They're already doing hauls. So it just kind of said, we already showed that we could do the work.
You want to do stuff that's natural, because we've all, like, I'm sure all creators have done a sponsorship that they maybe didn't feel like fit with them, and it feels forced. Right. Like we've done sponsorships and it felt forced.
And then you're immediately like, never again. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
It's not for me. It's not my thing. So yes, I think it's first building the community, because you first want to service that way, and then doing it consistently, and everything else kind of comes along. Mm-hmm. Let's see. How does year-round school schedule work?
I think they go to school year round, and they're out of school for a week or sometimes 2 weeks, but every 6 weeks or every 4 to 6 weeks. Mm-hmm.
It's going.
It's going,
because
right.
It seems like a lot of breaks.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that's the thing that we struggle with, is that during the breaks, we still want them to have a schedule at home, but sometimes it just feels like the Wild Wild West, and we all get through the day because you're still working. Right. And sometimes I'm still working.
Right.
So next year we're going to plan it out a little more, and I think like at least one of our vacations will be during their school schedule. Q's parents visit us about 2 to 3 times a year, and so we've shared their school schedule, so putting them around the schedule as well. My mom has a lot of vacations, so really just like engaging our village. Yeah, like because we need the help.
Because it does get crazy. Like I said, it's better because Jamila is home and like not tied to a computer, like a corporate computer. So like she said, for example, my parents will be here in September. They're out for a week. October, they're out for a week, and I'm off for that same week. Mm-hmm. So we'll be able to do things. And then Christmas is just, my parents will be back down. They normally come, like, say, the week before Christmas. So it'll just be 1 week where it's the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, and that's fine. I think with us, the challenge is finding things to do in Atlanta. Of course, it's a lot of things to do in Atlanta, but then as soon as you leave your house, you're spending $200 to $300.
That part.
And then if they're out for 5 days, I was about to say 5 business days, but if they're out like Monday through Friday, you can't do something every single day. Right. So that's just us like, okay, well, let's take a walk. Let's go to the park on this day. Let's go have like just planning it out a little better. And I think next year it'll be better. Yeah,
and I like to do little activities because the girls.
Oh, you're good with doing activities.
Like little STEM stuff, painting. Mm-hmm. Just go to when I know they're gonna be out of school, I just run to the dollar store and get all the little stuff.
Yeah, and then we kind of have school from like 8 to 10.
Mm-hmm. And then it's Wild Wild West.
And then after that, it's snacks every 5 minutes.
Oh my God, why do kids want a snack every 5 minutes?
I tell Harper, treat me like you treat your teachers. You are not asking your teacher for a snack every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's but otherwise we love the school that they're in. We have seen tremendous like improvement in their speech.
Oh my God, yes. Harper's like bilingual. She comes home teaching. Was this year for preschool, what is she learning? Spanish first?
Mm-hmm. She has one teacher who only speaks Spanish throughout the entire day. So anything her English speaking teacher says, her Spanish speaking teacher follows up the exact same way.
And she's really good. Like she comes home like, Mommy, I'm going to teach you this today. She tries to teach her sister, like, want to ride home from Holland. Holland, say this.
Holland, no, she wasn't.
And Holland knows a little, like, Holland understands agua. She knows water. Mm-hmm. And I think she's learning a little bit of Spanish in her class, too.
I did hear her say uno, dos, tres.
Okay.
So she's doing a little counting. So, yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that we've noticed in their year-round schooling.
All right, so that is all the questions that we have. Again, drop some video ideas.
What do you guys want to see? I think, and this will be some things are just annoying to record if we're honest, but I think like an updated routine. See, like some things if you think about just
you can get that in short form,
like lugging a TikTok, like just lugging a camera around all day for every single task.
Yeah. Go through our old videos, or if you've seen other creators doing other type of videos, just let us know and we'll remake those. Like I said, y'all are family. Like y'all, the best way for us to do it is do it this way. The kids are at school. I'm on a lunch break. We can sit down and knock out the video. So any sit down videos, I promise we can get those out. The vlogs and stuff get a little bit more tricky, especially with bringing in the girls. I know you guys want to see the girls, but definitely follow us on the socials. Jamila does stories every single day.
Yeah.
And
I was about to say, I do think we should go back to vlogging though, because we can go back and see so many vlogs of Harper.
Right, that we need more of Holland.
Yeah.
So we do. Maybe we can commit to once a month a vlog.
You say that every time.
But yeah, and then I really think Harper's almost at the age she could sit down and do a video with one of us as well. Y'all got some questions for her? Go ahead and drop it and say this question's for Harper, and I'll have her do a little Q&A as well.
I was about to say do it live, but I would never put Harper Avery on live, child.
Baby's gonna talk it down, okay? She gonna talk it down.
You guys gotta get the edited version.
All right, guys. See you later.
Bye.